All right, so good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm so super excited to be along here with Brent and Angel for the Get Up and Win post-conference recap as we recap and talk about a few things that we went over at the conference in the breakout session as it pertains to single women and dating and just, being prepared. And so I got so much positive feedback about takeaways. So we're going to talk about some takeaways from the conference and that specific breakout session with Brent and Angel, and some things that can help us move forward. So now that we've had the conference, now that we've gotten the information, and so the question is, okay, what's next? What's my next step? Because a lot of times we accumulate information, but we don't do anything with it because we're not sure of what the next step is, or we're not sure of how to get the help that we need. Because the fact of the matter is, if we could have solved it ourselves, we would have solved it ourselves by now. If we could have gotten it right by now, we would have gotten it right. And insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, but expecting different results. So if we want different results, that means that we have to do something different. So Brent and Angel are on with us today. Hey there, thank you so much for joining. How done? Thank you for joining the recap on this evening. So as guests, as you come on, it's going to be a very informal talk that we're having tonight as we recap the conversation that we had at the conference. We're going to have a period for question and answer a little bit towards the end. So if there are a couple of burning questions that you didn't get in at the conference for Brent and Angel, you can certainly ask those, or even for myself, you can certainly ask those questions. And we got a couple of bonuses and surprises for you at the end. So please be sure that you stay all the way to the end. It's going to be a brief recap on this evening, but we definitely want you to stay tuned. If you're watching the replay and you didn't get a chance to make it on live with us tonight, be sure to watch the replay until the end so that you can take part in those special bonuses and offers that will be Brent and Angel and myself will be offering exclusively for the attendees at the Get Up and Win conference that took place last Saturday. So with that being said, Brent and Angel, I'll just let you kind of jump in and just recap a little bit what we talked about, what you talked about in your session at the conference. And I have a couple of questions that I want to ask you guys as well. Hi, are you with us?
Hello.
Hey, Tammy. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for the invite once again. We truly, truly enjoyed every moment of the conference. We had a great session with the ladies and just had a moment to dialogue with them about just dating in general, the lessons that I learned as a single woman. Even though I was in relationship, still not getting it quite right.
Yeah.
And so we kind of shared our story, our takeaways, and Brent was able to give some nuggets, some golden nuggets from the male perspective.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that when you're talking to the dialogue between men and women, the biggest thing is the miscommunication. The miscommunication. How does a man think? What is the heart of a man? So we briefly discussed that when we were in the sessions. The ladies were so attentive, and it was our prayer when we left that conference that everybody got something out of it. And even our prayer was for them to get something out of it, even if it hurt. When you take the splinter out of your hand, it may hurt for a minute, but the relief is so much better afterwards.
Yeah.
So, we spoke about, first you have to make a decision. I'm on a dating scene, now what?
Yes.
And you have to decide, how do you want to date?
And that's the beautiful thing of it, Tammy, is that you do indeed get to decide. It's all too often, single women go into the dating scene feeling as though they have something to prove, like they're interviewing, and it's just the opposite. You are the one that's hosting the interview.
Yes.
And so you are definitely in the driver's seat. You get to make the choices. And the other thing that we shared with the ladies was, as quiet as it's kept, men take their cues from how you react or respond, or from the things that you don't do or say.
You know, I found that so
And so
interesting. I found that so interesting, Angel, when I look back at the replay on that. And that's something that I had never thought of, that how men take their cues from us. And so if we're not giving the right cues, then they're just going to take whatever they see and go with that. And I never thought of it. I never saw it that way. That was an eye opener.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They are looking to you, and the way that it usually works, and this is something that we share with our ladies in our little bit of secret sauce, is that they'll put out little feelers, right? Men will put out little feelers. I'm gonna try this and see how she responds. Let me see if I can get away with this. And if in fact you allow it, then that he's taking his cue, knowing that, okay, that worked. I'm gonna try a little more.
Right. And we're always looking for the upper hand, and if you allow us to try it, now we break down everything that you were resisting. So if you were resisting this and I've done this, now you have to have your respect built. One of the things that I spoke briefly about was men, they want to be a superhero. They want to be a superhero, but let them decide, how do I become her superhero? How do I become the Superman that she needs? A lot of times you give too much away, and there's nothing he can protect.
Right. And the other part of that is, they're looking for you to show them what you need. What is your view of a hero? And a lot of times women don't know.
Right.
They don't know it. They haven't thought that far along, right? They see the white dress and the pretty flowers and the bridesmaid, but they don't give a whole lot of introspect into, okay, what is it that I'm going to need him to possess to complement me and my goals, and what are the things that I need to possess to complement him and his?
That's a good point. And as you say that, I think about as women, and especially as single moms, we've been the hero for so long. And so
Yes.
I heard in the session, someone talked about, asked a question about masculinity versus femininity. And so for so long, we've carried the role of being the hero and being the everything. And so, it's important to kind of have that shift in mindset, to even consider and think about it, what we want to see in the man as the hero, and that I don't have to be the hero anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a big adjustment. And that was something that me and Brent talked about even more. He was like, I wish we could have gotten deeper into that. Because it's so true, that masculine energy, that feminine energy. And because for so long we've been required to be these strong women, these super women, I'm every woman. It's all in me. No, it's not.
Right.
Been deceived, hoodwinked, bamboo, right? All of that. It's just not it's not what we were purposed to do or to be. And so we have to know how to, for lack of a better term, fall back every now and then.
Yes.
Right? I come from the background of the military, and so that was something that I had to master. And I got so good at it, I called myself a transformer, because while I was at the office and in the uniform and the boots, I could command this and command that. But at the end of the day, when I walked across that threshold, as soon as I took that jacket off, it was like, I'm just baby girl all day long, because you have to learn how to transform. You have to learn how to adjust. especially in the day and age of these boss babes. We have these super entrepreneurial minded women, and we have to know how to prioritize our roles.
Mm-hmm. That's that and that takes a lot of effort and intention to be able to do that.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing that we definitely teach our women is how to do this thing and be intentional about it. Be
Mm-hmm.
purpose driven in your dating, and then do it intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're not just haphazardly, I'm gonna just go with the flow. I'll show up to the date and see what happens. No. From the onset, we're being very intentional first by doing the work, the inner work that is required of me to get myself healed and whole and in position to even be able to attract a quality man into my presence. A lot of times, ladies are wondering, why these zeros keep coming to me? Why does a certain archetype of man keep coming to me? It's because that's what you're attracting. So the question is not why are they coming to you? It's what are you doing to attract them? It's what is it in you that's attracting that?
That's it.
Yeah,
and a lot of times,
I think that's a common question too with women, and we really need to get the help to figure that out, including myself, because as a professional woman, successful woman, a woman in ministry, all of these things, and then I really just came to the point where there is something in me that I keep attracting this type of man to me.
Right.
And so that's something that I have to work on and get the help I need to remedy that.
Right.
Amen. And that's one of the things, you have to decide.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I want to be? What do I really want? I love the honesty of the ladies who were in the session. One of the things they said was, they don't want to be married, and that was fine. But if you don't want a certain things, one of the things is, what you're attracting is what you're putting out. It's we talk about location is key.
Mm-hmm.
Location is key. Mindset. When we talk about mindset, what are you attracting? If I don't want to play. First thing, one of our beauties, one of the things that they said they don't want, to play games. So we had to get them to decide, where are you going to be? How are you going to position yourself spiritually? How are you going to position yourself? Are you going to the same places that you went all before?
Mm-hmm.
Or how are you going to position yourself mentally? Are you just waiting for the next shoe to drop?
Right. And
so when that happens, you begin to get your desires mixed up from what you deserve.
Absolutely. And with that choice, with that decision, it frees you to not be so guarded. Right? Because I've decided that this is what I want. This is what I'm positioning myself to attract to me. Then this is what God is going to send my way. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We
All right. So I think Brent and Angel. Here we go.
You were talking about the expected end.
Right. God has a definite expected end that he's purposed for us, that he predestined for us. And it's up to us to make the proper decisions and get ourselves in alignment to reach that expected end. Because that's where he's sending your Mr. Right.
Yes.
He's not sending them where you are. He's sending them where he has predestined you to be.
Wow.
And so it's your job to do the work that is to get there.
Wow. I can remember being in a relationship, and I think that the gentleman had one intention, I had another, and so I went in initially with the intention, okay, I'm dating to get to know this person. I want to be married, I want to be in a relationship, and so based on some of the information you provided about me engaging and how in relationships how they gauge their next move based on what we do or not do, and some of the questions he would ask me, and in hindsight when I look at the answers that I gave him, and when it didn't work out, I was baffled at first. You know how women, we get in relationships and it seems like everything was going so well, and then all of a sudden, but it really wasn't
Right.
all of a sudden. All along there were clues and things, and so he was gathering information, and then on the other hand, I kind of felt like I needed to be that I was on interview and I needed to prove something, and so I just wasn't prepared and ready in the proper position for that to even be successful.
We say all the time with our ladies,
Mm-hmm.
when they come to us, that I thought that I had this thing, because the ladies that we work with are those success-driven professional women,
Mm-hmm.
doctors, lawyers, and so when I know how to get that next level in their career, know how to attain the next level in their educational endeavors. But when it comes to the relationship piece, they're kind of baffled that what I thought I knew, I really didn't know. And they take um, this passive role in dating, thinking that that's what it is. I'll show him that I can be submissive. I'm
Yes.
going to be passive. Uh, because I'm going to let him lead. And it's not that he wants you to lead, but he wants you to have a voice. And if you don't have that voice that coming into the relationship, then you're just going to get more of being overpowered, overshadowed, and toyed with.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And one of the other
So
things that you talked about too, I'm sorry, go ahead, Brent.
you said one of the things that you were talking about was that we talked about was what? That's when you left.
We lost you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the connection. One of the things you were talking about is if it's the wife in you that brings the husband out of him. And that's something
Right.
that I hadn't heard or considered either. That's powerful.
And that's the main thing. I think it was the biggest part of our story. Um, you we shared the story that we had when I was incarcerated, and it's all about location. When I came home, I was looking for Angel to be in the same position she was when I left, and she was my girlfriend and my baby mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's my baby mom. So one of the things was she wasn't there, so I had to position myself. So I knew I wanted to a husband. That was one of the things I really wanted to do, and it was her standing on who she was as a wife that drew the husband out of me. Now, if she would have stayed the same way, I've always been her dude. I wouldn't have been her husband. So that was one of the things that I think that makes our story so unique, because I'm being honest. A lot of time, when you go through things like this, for me, it was a hard time in both of our lives. But I had to be honest where I was lacking, and I want everybody to know, when you stand on what you deserve and what God has already promised you, it
Mm-hmm.
will attract the thing the purity thing, the pure.
So again, it's them taking their cues from us. Brent came home. When he came, he went to where I was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Physically, mentally, spiritually. He went to where I was, but I was on a different road when he came home. And so it was to the point where this is where I'm going. And you're welcome to come along, but I'm not going backwards, and I'm not veering off, right? And so the cue that he took was like, okay, this is what I want. I want to be a husband. I want to be in my son's life full time. So I need to align myself to get to where I need to be as the husband. But had I stayed there being the girlfriend new thing, the what is it, the booty call, the Netflix and chill chick, then
You know I wasn't gonna do no booty call with you.
no, you was gonna move in.
Yeah, again, we already did that. You was
gonna move in. So, but it's that making that decision.
Yeah.
Being so sure of who God has called and purposed you to be, and owning that thing, owning who God has created and predestined you to be, and choosing not to settle.
A lot of times, and I know this is one of the conversations that we have, and I. Okay. If a boy falls down, if somebody falls down, then brush it off. It'll all make you a man. Boys don't cry. It'll all make you a man.
Right.
But enough pain will draw strength out of you. And it's the same thing when the structure of who I need to be as a husband and as a man, it drew the husband out of me. So that's what I think is the most unique story for me, in my walk, as being a husband, as being a priest, also as being a father.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome. Awesome. Great stuff. This is some absolutely amazing information. It is so useful. It is so needful. It is so timely, and it's so important because as women, we have struggled with dating and with relationships, and just not having a clear understanding and not having the right information that we need to equip us so that we can move forward and have successful relationships. I think a lot of women have now, moved over into their 50s now, and some have just lost hope and just don't think that it's possible. They've been married, they've been divorced, they've been single for a while, not attracting the right type of man. And so, Brent, I'm going to ask you this. Now, I've asked this to some other experts before. From a male's perspective, a lot of women believe that the pool of quality men has significantly decreased, and they just feel like that, there's just not enough quality men available. What's your take, or what's your view on that?
That's one of the questions that was posed to us in the session, and one of the things is based on what women have experienced. Mm-hmm. When you have had a lot of bad duds, you believe that there's nobody out here because you keep on attracting the same men. Mm-hmm. So for me, I know better. I know a lot of quality men who are single. Mm-hmm. And the biggest gap is the communication. How do I find? We are always looking for the one, and women are always looking for Mr. Right. And one of the things for I would encourage women is this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to encourage you to always believe that God has the best for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and even with him having the best for you, some of the things is, you know, we have to understand, okay, that we begin to understand is, you know, with them,
Mm-hmm.
she was able to make the petition to God, and God is going to show you this is all comes in position.
Right. And the other thing that I would encourage the ladies to just know and hold on to is that just as God is preparing you to be a wife,
Yes.
at the same time, he's preparing that man for you. It's not about how many quality men are still available. It's about you positioning yourself to attract the quality men that you desire.
That's it.
That's awesome. That is a totally different mindset, a totally different perspective that I think that more women need to know about. It, because they've become so discouraged to the point now they just fall back on, oh, it's not enough quality men. But when you dive deeper into it, based on what you said, that's not the case. And that there are some other things that we have to do and put in place, and so that we can be able to be prepared and attract the right man into our lives. And so that's why I think it's so important to get the help. This has just been a totally eye-opening experience for me. It's given me just so much hope as being a part of your community. And I'm excited to get started. But just to know that, you know what, I know, and as Christian women, we all know that with God, all things are possible, but we still live in a physical world. And so,
exactly.
When we merge the spiritual and the practical together, those two come together, then that's a win. That's a win.
Absolutely.
Talk about getting wisdom. It's so important to get wisdom because you don't know what you don't know.
That's it. And one thing that I believe single women are going through right now, they become intoxicated with disappointment. They become intoxicated with disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
I shared that there are times that you can give a man too much support and you will become their enablers.
Mm-hmm.
So, when they've been disappointed on every angle, it's almost like, you lose hope. But when you begin to position yourself, one of the things is you begin to lead and guide your Mr. Right for you towards you.
Absolutely. And it's just that positioning piece is so absolutely key when you're talking about getting yourself where you need to be, so that God can show you what you should do, what you shouldn't do as it pertains to dating, something as simple as how to respond to a text message, when to respond to a text message, those type things that oh my goodness, or I'm going on a date. When should I have this type of conversation?
Right.
When do we broach the subject of sex or abstinence? When do we talk about our future plans?
Exactly.
All of those things. Because a lot of times, because ladies go in it haphazardly when they go into dating, they're like, I thought everything was going good, and then he went ghost. You ran them off. Because you went too far too fast.
we're assessing the whole thing, like, okay, you're telling me this on the fourth date, the fifth date. All right, we haven't even established you know our addresses with one another yet.
Right. That third person hadn't showed up yet.
Yeah.
You're talking about future plans.
Yeah, I had a bad day at work. Don't you, I don't like what you have on. So will you be able to accept constructive criticism?
Mm-hmm.
Or will you be able to look at it as constructive criticism versus criticism?
It's just a lot of times if they're not properly positioned mentally, if they don't have constructive criticism, will lead you to think that, oh, he's just like everybody else. He's like the last dude.
That's it.
And I'm just gonna cancel him out. I'm gonna write him off. He's just like the last dude. When in fact, maybe he just had a bad day, or maybe it is something that you need to think about and work on.
Yeah, and I think that was something else that you all addressed in your session too. Essentially, seek to understand. Don't just go on the surface of things, but sometimes you have to go deeper, and that's a part of that communication. Just being able to communicate things. And you mentioned something a moment ago about the text messaging and when to text and how many times. A gentleman told me that, oh, that's just playing games, counting the text messages and when to respond. And so, but you're actually saying that that's something that you have to be knowledgeable about. When to, when not to, how many times, and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. See, the thing of it is, when we talk about being intentional about dating, this is a part of that.
Yeah.
And it's not about playing games. It's about properly aligning yourself, positioning yourself to be seen as someone that needs to be taken seriously. And so, no, you're not going to be so readily available that every time you text. I don't want to give you the misconception that I don't have nothing to do but sit by my phone waiting for you to text, right? I have a life. Yes. I am building a legacy while I'm waiting to become a bride. So, no, I'm not just sitting here waiting for you to text. And you don't have the luxury to text me any time of the day or night.
Come on.
It's about boundaries.
Yes.
It's not about games. It's about establishing boundaries.
Yes. I hear that passion coming out, Angel. Yes.
and that's it. That is so. It's key. It goes back to the communication. How are we communicating? What are you enabling him? How are you enabling him to communicate to you and with you, and how to treat you? Listen.
Take their cues from us.
We take our cue. I will tell you, because I can say this. I don't think if he had not stood on who she was becoming, because we had to go through the whole ceremony. I don't think I would have truly become all that God wanted me to be. There is something about, you said, one thing that you said was this. You said that we believe that God can do anything, but we're human. And that's the big thing. And in the word it says we ought to not think of ourselves more highly than we are. But he did not say we do not. He said he wants you to think highly. You got to think of yourself as highly. This is what it goes into what you deserve. What you deserve. So, there's a lot of times that we're exhausted and you're intoxicated by disappointment. You just want something to go right.
Yes.
One date can go right. One date can go right, and you are anticipating wedding bells, but it's because you're in that moment and you desire for something to go right, and God gave you that. But you have to understand that you're worthy of so much more than just that one date. So now we get into what we deserve. So when we get into what we deserve, when he says we're not to think of ourselves more highly, he doesn't want you to think of yourself as God, but he wants you to think of yourself as highly as you possibly can.
Absolutely. You are the daughter of the Most High. You know, he says a woman's value is far above the point where we believe in order for me to be of any value, I have to be perfect. But if you take the time to study rubies, they are imperfect stones, and the imperfections of the stones that causes their value to increase. Wow. So you don't have to be perfect. You just have to learn from what you've been through.
Wow.
If we could just get ladies to know that you deserve all that God has ordained for you to have. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter what you did in your past. That doesn't define you.
It refines you.
It refines you.
That's it.
If you allow it.
That's it.
If you allow it. You know, one of the things too, we'll get ready to wrap up pretty soon, but one of the things too you talked about was stop giving wife stuff away to men that are not your husband. How we give away everything, and we go above and beyond, and cooking the meals and doing this and doing that. And a lot of women's complaints are that I hear is for the women that are not doing that, when they meet a guy and because a lot of other women are giving away everything. So the women's complaint is that the man's expectation is for them to give everything away too. And so they're frustrated with that. What do you all have to say about that?
It goes back to what's your intention. You know, what are you doing it for? And when women, that's not what you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a relationship like that does not have the value of what your vision is, if you're looking for a whole lot of sight, what's in front of you right now, then have at it.
And the other thing of it too is you want to make sure that you're standing up. You're supposed to be set apart. You're supposed to be different from everybody else.
Right.
That's how he knows, because he's looking for one.
That's it.
And so you have to show.
Yeah.
We don't prove that we're the one by cooking and cleaning and giving us sex and picking up his laundry and all of this other tomfoolery that we've been taught and trained to believe.
We talk about too much support. So sometimes when I say support, and it's not just providing a place and giving them money, you start supporting their flesh. You start supporting their insecurities. When you're giving them sex, you're supporting the flesh. When you washing his clothes, and when you let him talk to you all kind of way, you start to support his insecurities. So it's about now all these things you start to tie in. You start to tie in to his insecurities and his flesh, and you. If you want him to be a husband, it will never happen when you support him, you enable him to be a boy. You enable him to be the baby dad, as if that's what was for me and Angel. So unless you show up to be the wife, he husband.
And so, like you all said too, that's awesome. Like you all said too, is that as women we have the power, and so if we don't give up that power and stand in our truth and our true value and who we are and what our worth is, then we shouldn't have that issue, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Because it's in standing in that, I mean, that begin to separate from the tear.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's in standing in your truth and owning who God has created you to be, and owning the fact that I am valuable and I expect this, I want this, and I deserve this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That people will come into your presence and they know, oh, she's not the one. I can't play games with her. I gotta treat her. Yeah. I gotta handle her differently, right? But if you go into the cooking and cleaning and giving all the goods, then he knows, okay, she not the one. Right. She the one for right now. She'll do for right now, but she not wife material.
That's it. Can I share something with you, Tammy, and to everybody who's listening?
Yeah.
One of my mentees, he was getting the same treatment. He was living with the young lady. They had a child together, and he saw someone that he wanted. He said that she's wifey material. And this is what I asked him. I said, so what did you tell your son's mother, and your girlfriend? He said, I told her that she'll make somebody a good wife, just not me. And she did everything to win him over. And not only that, she was loyal to him. She didn't do anything wrong. She worked a job and she did everything, but he married somebody else.
Wow.
He married somebody else. And he told her, you will make somebody a good wife, just not me. Wow. And I said, why did you do it? She said, I didn't have to work for any of that stuff. She did it. She did it for, and I guess she was doing it to me. And I didn't want to be like that, Brother Brent, but that's not who I was looking for in a wife. I was looking for somebody who I can build with. And I'm like, wow.
And see, they'll take the fringe benefits of being in a relationship if you're going to give it to them, but they don't view that as wifey. Yeah. We think we're rehearsing for the role of the leading lady, and in fact, what we're showing them is that no, you're not the leading lady. You're a good girlfriend, right? But you're not. If you're living with me, then you're not carrying yourself as a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong. I don't want because there are times that flesh is weak. So there are times that are mistakes that made. I'm being because we deal with that all the time, and we don't want nobody to feel condemned. Oh, no. There are a series of conversations that need to be had, and you don't know what you don't know, and this is how we help. Guys that can help position and get back to recover what they lost and build again, and it all comes with help. That's one of the things that you said, like, why is it so important that these single ladies get help, people get help. You get help because some of the things you don't know what you don't know.
Yes.
Just like you said earlier, I never looked at it from that perspective. I never looked at it, and had not some things been revealed to us, I don't know where we would have been. So that's, and you have to invest in yourself. Your life will always be an investment in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
So Brendan Angel, tell us about your programs and how you help ladies, and if you have any special offers or bonuses for the conference attendees. I know I got so much feedback about your session and how it
Yes.
blessed so many of the ladies, and I just want to let you know that a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people say that they are going to contact you. But share with us about how you help ladies and what you can do to help our conference attendees.
Well, we have a singles woman group, Facebook group, that is absolutely free. You guys, we help single ladies, build legacies while becoming wives. That is, you can go there, get into that group. You go to bit.ly/waiting room, all caps, bit.ly/WAITINGROOM, all caps. Go ahead and get access to that waiting room. It's a beautiful place. These single ladies are getting their lives, and we have a special for all of the attendees. We have a program. It's called Beta Bride, Operation Bride 2.0. This particular program, if you go to bit.ly/BAETOBRIDE. Now, on the landing page, it will say $297, but we're not doing. It's only for the Get Up and Win attendees. We're doing it for $147, and we're gifting you a 45-minute one-on-one with us. We're gifting you a 45-minute one-on-one with us. So our one-on-ones for 90 minutes is $597. But we're doing it just for the Get Up and Win. We're going to give you the program. It's called Operation Beta Bride 2.0. Now, if you want to make sure that you access that, we're going to Tammy, I want you probably for this whole weekend. We're going to do it until Monday for $147. Now the page $297, disregard that. Go ahead and tap on that, and it's going to be $147, plus we're gifting you a 45-minute one-on-one, either during the time that you take the program, or we can do it on something else. We're going to gift you that. So it's bit.ly/Beta Bride, and it's $147. It's a 6-week program to help you get your whole life in the dating game. And we're going to gift you a 45-minute one-on-one.
Wow. So a whole 6-week program, you've discounted it to $147?
$147.
Wow.
$147, and we're gonna gift it. It's only for Get Up and Win.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
It's only for Get Up and Win. So yeah. So let's make sure you guys don't. If none of your counterparts was a part of the conference, tell them tell them sorry. They got to get their own. They missed out.
Exactly.
They missed out.
Show up next time.
That's it.
That
2020
is amazing.
Show up. Amen.
I'm about to take part in that. bit.ly/Beta Bride. Yes, indeed.
That's it. Beta Bride.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's an amazing thing. Thank you so much for offering that to the guests. I'm pretty sure that you're going to have some people to sign up for that because it's very much needed, and that is an amazing discount and bonus to give to the guests. So thank you so much for that. And so what I found too, Brent and Angel, is some of the ladies, as we are transitioning, some ladies are post-divorce, some ladies just haven't been on the dating scene in a while. And some of us have kind of lost our confidence. Some of us really don't know, as we're getting back into the dating scene, how to look the part. I know women, and I hear from women that struggle with, oh my God, I haven't been on a date in forever. What do I wear? Or their confidence is low because they've been in a bad relationship before, or they're post-divorce and really don't know how to get their image together. And so what I want to do is, as Brent and Angel work with you on mindset and getting, just properly positioned, I want to offer to the guests and invite you to our boot camp, our style and image boot camp to help ladies that are getting back on the dating scene. Again, not quite sure about what look to have, what to wear on a date. Maybe you just go to work and to church and go home and you don't feel your best. Because the fact of the matter is, when you look good, you feel good. Angel, when you put on that right thing, the right pair of shoes, that right piece of jewelry, and you're looking your best, that just makes a difference. So when you step out to go on that date, and so we got to get our confidence back. We got to get our look right. And so what we're offering, or what I'm offering, is the boot camp. The boot camp is typically $5.99. And so I'm discounting it for the Get Up and Win guests to $3.49. It's a 3-hour session. We come together as a group at the boot camp, and we dive into identifying what's your style, what's right for your body type, your shape. We've been under the misconception if you're dark skinned, you can't wear bright colors. So we're going to address all of that. We're going to eat a little breakfast. We're going to do a style review. So bring your best outfit. That's the outfit, the shoes, the jewelry, and all of that. And I'll do a style review with you to tell you what's good about it, what's bad about it, what to change about it, if you're good to go. Yeah, and so we're going to get you fixed up. We're going to have vendors on site. So if you want to do some shopping, I'll help you get matched up with the right outfit. All of these things we're going to have. I'll give you some tips on where to shop, where to find the best deals to get your look together. So when you step out, when you're getting in position and you get your mindset right, and Brent Angel's getting you on path, not only is your mind going to be right, but your look is going to be right. So $3.49, I'm offering that for the boot camp, which is going to take place on November 16th here in Houston, Texas. We're going to get together and we're going to get our look right. By that time, you'll be going through your classes and sessions with Brent and Angel, and we're going to kick off 2020 with a bang. And so, yes, make sure you go to bit.ly/stylebootcamp19, bit.ly/stylebootcamp19, and we're going to pull this thing together, ladies, and we're going to get styled. We're going to get properly positioned. We're going to get our confidence back. We're going to get our swag back so that we can get out there, get properly positioned, look the way we should be looking. Because I was actually, Brent and Angel, looking at a panel of Christian men. They were doing a panel on dating. And one of the questions that came up, they said, one of the questions was, if a woman is smart and intelligent and ambitious, but when you see her at first sight, she doesn't look attractive, would you pursue her? And the men said no, because the first thing they see is visual. Is that right, Brent?
That's who we are. We're visual beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're visual beings. And what you're offering is so essential. It's how you show up.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get into the game. If you're playing football, you can't get in the game with a dress. It's how you show up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want Coach Tammy to put the get you dressed, how you should show up in the game, that is essential.
It definitely is.
Yeah, and you said 3 hours?
Yeah, it's 3 hours, and
Wow.
we're going in. Yeah, it's going to be interactive. Again, we're gonna style you. We're gonna help you get that together, because sometimes women just struggle with that, and they'll cancel the date because I couldn't find what to wear. I didn't look right, and all of that kind of stuff, and just not show up.
You know, if you can have them looking like how you looked at that conference, you need to put that price put it up a little bit.
Put it up a little bit.
You were styling. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you, my brother. Yes, yeah, and so
definitely, it is so needed. Women need to know how to work on their insides.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get that confidence leveled up, then you need to know how to show up on the outside and get that appearance level. There's levels to this thing. Like the young folks say, it's levels to this thing.
That's it.
And so it's all needed.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Very much so. So together we're gonna work on and help the ladies get to where they need to be. I'm gonna do my part, and you all are gonna do your part, and we're gonna be off to an amazing 2020. I'm excited about that.
Yes, and we're excited for them as well. That's it.
Well, we have come to the end, and this has been an amazing session. You all are truly anointed to do what you do. God has really placed that anointing on your life, and thank you so much for being a blessing to the body of Christ, for sharing the wisdom, and being a blessing and helping so many women. You all haven't seen anything yet. You all haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg in what you do and being a blessing to women. God is about to open the floodgates for you all, and to bless your business, to take you to higher heights. There are people watching you that you don't even know are watching you, but God is getting ready to bless you abundantly and generously for this season and for this time in the kingdom. And so God bless you. I'm so grateful to be connected with you. And I
bless you as well.
Yes, absolutely. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Thank you, Brent and Angel, for being on with us. Again, be sure to check out Brent and Angel's amazing offer at bit.ly/Bay2Bride, and also my offer at bit.ly/StyleBootcamp19. And we look forward to hearing from everybody. Thank you again, Angel and Brent.
God bless you.
God bless you, Tammy.
God bless you. Have a good evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Good night.